Hello everybody, and welcome back to the MC Cubed server, where we are continuing our journey to make a survival-friendly Redstone computer. Now today, we're actually going to be doing our first video for this series on this server. And today we're going to be talking about something very, very important, and that is the numbering systems. Let me clear this inventory right quick, and we're going to go ahead and grab 9 of these blocks, and you will see why. Before we get started, a quick disclaimer. A lot of what I'll be teaching today is based off of a video by the YouTuber 3Blue 1 Brown, and kind of how he taught about numbering systems. I'm going to try to link his video down in the description, and if I figure it out, we're going to put an iCard right around here. Yep, an iCard right at this spot where I'm shifting like crazy. That's not a marker for me. No, not at all. Okay, everybody. So, most of you guys, I would assume, know how to count, especially considering that you should be a teenager watching this. You know, if you don't know how to count, please go back to grade school, please. But you're used to counting in what's in what we would call base 10. There are other numbering systems, though, as well, like base 2, which is called binary, or there could be something called base 8, base 12, base 343, if you really wanted to. The primary ones that we'll be using throughout our series is base 2 and base 6, or base 2, base 10, and base 16. Base 10 because that's how we humans think. So base 10 works like this, right? You go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9, right? And that's your ones place, right? Okay, and then you put a 1 in the tens place. And then you'll repeat counting back up to 19, and then 20, and then 29, and 30, and 39, and 40, and so on and so forth, till you get to 99. Then what you do, you go to 100, and you go all the way up to 999, and what do you do again? 1,000. And that is kind of how it is. So it's 10 to the 0, okay, which would be 1 times whatever digit you're using. So 10 to the 0 times 9 is 9. 10 to the 1 times 9 is 90. 10 to the 3 is 100 times, you know, whatever, 1 or 2, 3, you know, so on and so forth. And that's how this works. Now you notice we call it base 10, and that's because there are technically 10 digits, right? 0 to 9. And, you know, normally we don't, like, look at zeros and see them as important unless it's, like, 10 or something, and that's to mark its place. You know. Now, and this is considered a way of grouping things, right? So this is a group of 10, right? And this one right here represents a single group of 10, and then 2 groups of 10, 3, 4, up to 9 groups of 10, and then this right here represents this white right here, and your hundredths place represents 10 groups of 10 groups of 10 groups of your tens place, which is a single group of 10, right? And so on and so forth. So you group everything by 10. And again, 3Blue 1 Brown's video does explain that, and that's the best way I have found to explain it, and his graphics are amazing. So again, please do watch that. So, now we come to the big scary ones, for those of you who have not heard of them before. Binary and octal. Now, our binary and hexadecimal. So we're going to start with binary because it's pretty simple to understand. So what we're going to do is we're going to clear our inventory one more time. And then let's grab a blue to represent 0 and a red to represent, well, actually we'll use red to represent 0, how about that, and blue to represent 1. So, you know, it's like we might have 8, what we would call a bit. 8 bits, or just 8 digits, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay, and all these are zeros. Now, in reality, okay, you could ignore these, right? All of this, it's just 0. But now we put a 1 in the ones place, if you will. But what is this going to be? It's going to be 2 to the 0, which anything to the 0 is 1 times 1. And then 2 to the second, 2 to the first, which is 2, would be 1s. That's 2, 3. Again, each one of these is a group of 2, so that represents one group of 2. This represents just 1, and then you add 1 to make it a group of 2. Okay, this is two groups of 2, so that would be 4. So what we would have right here is 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay, and then we add another group of 2, so that's 2, 4, 2, 4, 8, right? So that's 8 plus 4, 12, 14, 15. And we can go all the way up to the maximum number, which would be 2, 4, 8, 16, 32, 64. And you notice how I'm multiplying, right? So you can just take this base number, right? So let's just look at a 4-bit number right quick, right? So you could basically just take, and outside of this first one, you know that that's going to be 1, and then you just start multiplying by 2. So that's 2, 4, 8, 16, 32, 64, 128, so on and so forth. And that's kind of how you count. And then you just add those together. Every single time it's a 1. And that's how you convert that into base 10 if you wanted to know. And again, it's just a grouping of 2. So that's one group of 1, and then you have a group of 2. One group of 1 added, and then another, making this 2 groups of 2, so you put another 1 there. And finally, we'll be coming to base 16. Now, obviously, we only have 9 slots. It's going to be impossible for me to do that, but I want you to look at something right quick. So, if it's base 16, remember with base 10, we had all the digits 0 to 9. So in base 16, we're going to have all the digits from 0 to 15, which, I will also flash. I'll try to kind of show you guys right here all of the digits used in each of these systems, because actually in base 16, we go all the way up to 9, and then it's A, B, C, D, E, F. So for F, it can be represented by the digit 15, which happens to be the maximum power of a redstone dust, which is incredibly useful. So, if we counted it up, we'd have one group, or just one, and then we go all the way up, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, and then we would make one group of 16, right? And then we would count up again to 15, and we would have 2 groups of 15, and 2 groups of 16, 3 groups of 16, all the way up to 15 groups of 16. So now we're going to make 16 groups, or one group of a group of 16. So it would mean that just that by itself would mean that you'd have 16 sets of 16, if that makes sense. It's a numbering system. I should name that something, because this guy likes to stay here. So yeah, that is how hexadecimal, as it's called, base 16, works. Of course, if you guys want to know more about this, for one last time, I will suggest go check out 3 Blue 1 Brown's channel at the link below. That will explain this very thoroughly. This will be very important for future lessons. And now just for some updates on Logic Island. So I am again prepping some of the next week's lesson on logic gates. So if you'd like to see that, go ahead and subscribe, because if you don't, you might miss it, because I'm a small channel and you won't get me any recommendations. So if you like logic, then it's the logical choice, right? And then I am toying with a little design right here for the corner spots of this, because I felt like it kind of seemed a little unsupported just with single pillars. So I'm doing this little thingy right here. I feel like it looks cool. So yeah, and that's how this works. And I really do hope that you guys enjoyed. If you do have any questions, I would please ask that you would put them down in the comments, because if you have the question, someone else might, and it also gives me an opportunity to kind of answer them in a larger scale, and maybe clarify something. I would really hope that you have become interested in computer science. So, without further ado, this is not... It's a not gate. This is a not gate, but this is not the end of the series. So, I'll see y'all next time. This is Negative Light, signing out, and I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day. God bless y'all. Yes, a drowning in the sea. Yes, a drowning in the sea. Yes, a drowning in the sea. Pizza fries.